Okay, so you may be thinking making our own animation was all fine and dandy, but what if we already have an animation that we like, but it doesn't quite fit with our avatar? We want to edit that. So you can use second Avastar for that. So what you want to do is go to a new layer, because you know how I am about my layers, and you want to go File, Import, BVH, Motion Capture BVH. There it is. And we're going to go to our project folder, and we're going to look for that BVH, which I have here, which is this drinking. So when it comes in, it'll be huge, because I forgot to check that box that says scale, but it doesn't matter. Just press S and scale it down. Doesn't matter what size it is. Actually, you can just leave it as huge as that. It won't really impact anything. So when we press we'll go through our scrub, and you see it's the animation we had inside Second Life. We're just chugging it back. Blah. So what we are going to do is transfer this animation to our Avastar. So let's go to the animation tab that's right here, and the first thing you're going to see is one that says motion transfer, and it's going to say the source and then the target. The source is whatever name you gave the animation that you bought in this case drinking, and the target is going to be our Avastar one. So just look at whatever the Avastar you want to transfer it name is, skeleton name is, which is Avatar in this case. So I'm going to go back. And you're just going to put the target to the Avastar. If it came from Second Life, you can try... Alright, so we have to transfer this. So you're going to press this little button that's right here next to the monkey head. And you want to press this button that says Guest Mapping. Good chance... It's like a 50-50 on this. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. In this case, it works, and it filled out all the names where it's telling us to go to. So you can pause it if it didn't and just fill this sheet out. I'll give you a second. Cats are back there fighting. Okay, so that's it. Once you have this all filled out, you're going to scroll down, and you're going to keep scrolling until you see this box right here that says transfer motion. And once you have that filled out, you just press this and transfer motion, and that's it. This is also a good way to get your cute Avamator poses in here. So there is a very big problem with this. I've left my IKs on when I did this. So we're going to transfer that motion one more time. It also helps if you disable the bone limitations where you transfer that to. So if you try to transfer your animation and it looks crazy, make sure your IKs are off and you disable the bones rotation. That's also how you do it when you transfer in from Avamator. So let's see. So now when we press play, you see our character is moving like we had it. Although there's also something here that I messed up. When I did the last animation, I only had 30 frames in the animation, so I left 30 frames on here. So when it transferred the motion over, it only transferred 30 frames of animation into that timeline. So what we need to do is just go to the end and then shoot it off into infinity. There we go. Maybe a little more. There we go. And then retransfer the motion one more time. And that's what I was waiting for. It always freezes when I transfer the motion. I was wondering why it did, because it was only transferring a little bit of the animation. So I'm going to pause it and come back when it's done, and we'll go on from there. Okay, sorry about that. So when we did the transfer over, we see that we have our avatar in and all the frames are working. So we press play, Actually, it's going a lot of slow because the thing gets down to like 10. So let's change that to like 30. Alright, so this is about a 15 frame FPS animation. Okay. So we need to change this to 15. And there we go. Alright, so this is the animation, the problem one that we had in World, where we drink and it chugs it into my chest. So we're going to edit this animation, and we're going to need to use the dope sheet. So when you look at it, it looks really cluttered and kind of intimidating. I'm used to using Q-Animator, where you could just press the optimize BVH and it just simplifies it down. But I don't know how to do that in Blender, so I just go at it the long way and use the dope sheet and just zoom in, and that makes it a lot more easier to the grasp rather than And in fact, I'm actually curious about something. You mind watching as I experiment? Let's see. I want to see if I can create another dope sheet and have two zooms in. So one that's really zoomed in on the stuff and one that's kind of like normal. Alright, cool. Alright, so here is our problem. Our current animation is going like this. It's chugging it into my face, splashing water on my face, and then setting the hand back down. I want to move the head so that the head dips down into the cup, which would be great if I actually had the cup in this hand, but I don't. So we'll just show you how to edit the animation. Let's pretend that there's a cup there, okay? Because I really don't feel like rigging it to this hand. Alright, so what we do is scroll back so our hand is down, so we get a sense of timing. And I'm going to move it forward just a little bit. Oh, I moved it forward a lot. Okay, let's go over here. Alright, so here is where we want to start working. So I'm going to select the hand and pull it up closer to the face. And I'm going to move the head down, the neck down, and the head down a bit. So let's pretend there's a cup here. In fact, we can even move the hands. Change that to fist right. So there we go. So let's pretend that there's a cup there. Now this lasts for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now she's punching herself in the head, the poor thing. Okay, let's say this frames down. So punch in the face. Okay, right here. Punch. So I need to go actually one frame back. So I'm grabbing the punch in my face, this cup, and I'm gonna select the animations, the bones, the hand, the hand, the neck, the head, lower arm, upper arm, and shoulder, the things that I moved, and I'm gonna press pose, copy pose, go back to the frame that's here, and I'm gonna press paste pose. So I'm gonna go to each frame where I want this to be, and I'm gonna paste the pose there, and it's only gonna affect the bones that I have selected. So alright, one more just to be safe. Why not? Paste it here. Now the problem with this is, now I have this really bad transition where it's going to go up to my face. Oh, this isn't. Make sure when you're doing this, you use your, where's the text? There we go. you right click on the frame to select each frame. Otherwise you'll be selecting all the frames. So there's one here. Okay, see, there's my problem. It's going up to my face like so. And then just straight down, like snapping hard. So we don't want that. Paste. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to take this frame and everything else after it, and I'm going to space it out, and that makes Blender create some in-betweens. So press B to band select, grab those frames, grab everything else, press G, and then stretch it out. Let Blender create its in-betweens. And I'm going to do the same thing here with it going up to my face. So let's see, press play. Okay, so that's not good. Here, press B again. Blender, please create some more in-betweens. And we want to make sure we still have this gap that we made, so I'm going to press B again and select all those frames. You guys too. And press G and create some more in-betweens. So press play again. Alright, that's a little bit better. Whoops, playing it backwards. Alright, so this is where it's now. Alright, so this is where to here. Select this. I'm going to press B. I'm going to select the next frame over and press B. B, G, spread it out a little more. Alright, now Blender makes more in-betweens for us. I think it's these down here. Let's try to spread the nose out. I remember somebody telling me you can press S and it'll scale it all out for you, so you don't have to do that. So I guess if I press B and select them all, then S and try to scale. Oh yeah, now I prefer doing it manually. Thank you very much. Alright, so let's try moving it again. There we go. That's a lot better. So that's how you, oops. That's how you change your animation. So when we go and watch this, see what's the last frame of this animation now? 260, and at 260. Sometimes I wish that this is the next frame, but I really wish there was a fast forward button. So we press play and we watch it. Alright. It's not pretty, but it's better than what it was. So once we have what we're satisfied with, we just do like we did with the pose that we made, and we can just export it. So click on the camera. I'll start frame all this done, and we're going to name this new drink pose, and then export the animation. And then we just upload it to Second Life once it's finished saving. Alright, so I guess now what we'll do is import it in World and test it out and see how it looks. So I'll be right back.